On to the last movie in Hammer's Volume 6 set, and number 233 in the Indicator series is Nightmare. Now, this is one of those really, honest to goodness, blind watches where I knew nothing about the movie at all. Whereas I knew small tidbits or little bits of information about the other three movies in this one. This one was a complete blank to me, and I was surprised and rather excited to see Freddie Francis's name pop up at the start of this one. So I knew I was on for something special. And it's one that I'm going to struggle to really talk about because I think a lot of the surprises in this one are to do with the plot and how it reveals itself. But for the most part, we open up to Janet, a young girl at boarding school. She's having nightmares. She's got a traumatic past where she walked in and seen that her mother had killed her father and is now in an asylum. She has these reoccurring nightmares. She's taken back to who is now her guardian's home, where she knows all the staff, but he's not quite there as much as she would like. There is another house guest that Henry, the patriarchal figure, has brought into this to kind of keep company with Janet, but she turns out to be a nurse as well, someone to kind of psychologically check on her and make sure everything is going right. And slowly we kind of see that Janet's starting to lose her grip on reality. And things really go from there. Now that's the first maybe 15-20 minutes of the movie, and I really don't want to go too much more into this one. I don't even want to reference what other movies it's like, but it's one of these movies where a lot of the characters are dubious in their machinations, what they're up to. A lot of them are worried about Janet, want to make the best for her. She's someone who's rather quickly losing her grip on reality inside this house as she starts to see haunting figures. And man, this is a hard one to talk about without talking any plot points whatsoever. It's one of those movies where you start to feel that, is the person going insane, or are things not as they seem? But the movie does this twist halfway through, which I never saw coming, where it swaps out one leading character of Janet and replaces them with another leading character for the remaining half of the movie. And it's such an unusual change that you could be forgiven for being thrown off the path of the movie and having to attune to a new lead character, but because that character's been teased into it, you kind of quickly swap over to that other main character as we watch them kind of mirror what happened to Janet at the same time. And it's nice to see these characters who seem one thing and change into something else and really create a kind of fresher story as well. In the second half, even though there is moments that are repetitive to the first one, the payoff is so good and so surprising and fun that you just can't help but enjoy it. I really did like Nightmare. For the first 15-20 minutes, I was a little bit worried we were going to get someone just for the full movie who was having a mental breakdown. And although that can be interesting in a Hammer movie, I felt that could have been a bit overkill, a bit overlong, and not really as kind of pulpy as I wanted. But the movie really does keep it fresh, adding in new surprises constantly, giving us new characters to really attune to, giving us characters that are going to change drastically throughout the movie. And although I haven't really touched too much in the plot, I would say that this is one that you really want to go into knowing as little as possible and just enjoy. Nightmare was wonderful. Real surprise, real kind of plot driven and surprise heavy movie. I don't know how it's going to appear on rewatches. I'll be curious about that one. I think a lot of the magic's going to be there on the first watch. And I would love to know your thoughts on this movie. Have you seen it? Did you enjoy it? What did you think of that midway twist where we change characters? Let me know in the comment box below your thoughts on Nightmare, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.